Just wait for some people to come in. Not sure how it's going to work, because I didn't put any notice out about it. Hi there, Jack. How you doing? Yeah, not too bad, thanks, Jack. Just wait for a couple more people to come in, and we're not doing FS today. We are doing Fusion 360, so 3D printing stuff. Just change the name of the stream quickly. Gives you an automatic name of your channel, then you have to change it. So that's sorted now. Yeah, it will be a bit different, hopefully, Jack. Right, that should be working now. I had a bit of an issue a minute ago getting stuff to work, but we will go into it in a minute. We will get there, just wait for a couple more people. And if not, we'll just carry on as we are. Alright, we got a hi fast, how are you doing? Alright. What do you mean there's nobody there? Jack, can't you hear me? Is my audio not working? Can you not hear me at all, or is my audio messed up again? Yeah, there is Jack, but I have just started it, and then I didn't put any notice out at all. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it tonight, but we're doing it now, so we'll just get on with it in a minute. Hi Noah, how are you doing? Thanks, Jack. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think we're just going to start with the people we've got. I doubt we'll get too many viewers tonight because I didn't put any notice at all out, but we'll go into it in a minute. Right, so what do you lot want to see made in Fusion? So we're going to go into Fusion 360. So we'll change the screens quickly. So this is Fusion 360, this is what I used to model. So what, well, I model up stuff that's going to get printed. So what do you lot want to see made? Because I can do a lot of stuff. So is there anything you want to see made, like gates, feed barriers, anything like that? Round ring feeders. Oil barrels. I haven't done them before, Noah, but we can give it a go, I guess. Yeah, it might not work because I have this set up at the moment to be very square because of I've just done a load of gates. But we can try some oil barrels and see how they work. So we're gonna select this plane. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that today, fast because I would have it set up differently to do that. But we can give oil barrels a go. But yeah, fast. There's gonna be lots of videos on this soon. So we need some dimensions of a barrel. So we're just gonna find it online and then figure it out. Well, convert the scales, obviously. Dimensions. So we just need. They normally have somewhere. If you look, you normally there we go. This is what I want. So we want something like this. We really want. It doesn't say what measurement that's in, so we need to convert it to 1:32 scale. So I'm gonna guess that's centimeters. So we will convert that into 1:32 scale. So we'll do 34.8. You won't be able to see this. I'm doing this on a calculator. Oh, doing this over here. Divided by 34.8 divided by 32, and that's 12.125. No, 1 point. No, that's not going to work very well. Alright, we'll try it this way. So we will go about. Um, yeah, Jack, that would be great if you could do that because I can't find any decent ones. If you can give it in millimeters, would be even better, but even centimeters to do. So if you can get us some dimensions, Jack, and we'll get on with it. Just have a mess around with a gate ring feeder even while people. Alright, just I can't see the chat for a minute. I'm just looking to getting the dimensions of a jack from Insta. So if you don't know, Jack is also Home Farm Models on Instagram, and he posts quite a lot, and he's got really good diorama on there. So make sure you check out his Insta. Hi Soulblade, how you doing? So one thing that they're gonna have is like rings that stick out a little bit. So we're gonna have to probably do an offset and change some settings. So this is Fusion 360 for any that you don't know, and you can get this for free. So say you wanted to do something and say I was very busy with orders, You could always model it up yourself in Fusion for free, send me the G code, and I can print it for you at a discount because I haven't had to design it. When you say very blurry fast, is it still blurry at the moment? Thanks, Jack, for that. We'll get on with it. 1.75. I'm not sure what Blender is fast. I think I might have heard of it, but if you send me what it is on Insta, I will look into it for you, but I don't know what it is. Is it blurry for the rest of you? Is it okay for you? So, for any of you that got this or want to know how to do it, a quick way to extrude something and make it 3D is press Q on the keyboard, click on it, and then it'll give you the option. You can type in the dimension, and that is our oil barrel. It doesn't 1.75. Yeah, I don't. Oh, I've just used the diameter for the height. That would help. Jack has given me the right dimensions. I'm just typing them in the wrong places. So press Q, click on it, and then you give you that option, and then it would be um, Jack's measurement 2.75 tool. And then that would be the basic cylinder, and I guess they do have rims even, so we can probably model up some of them. Go on this plane, and we're going to create another circle. Oh no, whoops. And it's going to be slightly bigger. Thanks, Noah. Alright, thanks all the way for the response. I haven't heard of SolidWorks. I've used Tinkercad, but I didn't get on with that too well. But I've used this Fusion, and I get on with it alright. I will probably look at getting some other software because wouldn't mind getting a resin printer, which should be more for doing stuff like this because you can do a lot more detailed. With the printer I've got, because it's like prints out the filament, it's more square and sort of like gates and barriers and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be too much. So at the moment, I've got to go back up to his measurements. So it's 1.75. So we'll go 1.79. That should do. Like that. And then I'm hoping for about a mil lip, but sometimes it will take my measurement from this point, so it won't be the distance I want. Why isn't it giving me the distance? So this is supposed to be distance. Why is it 0? This is a bit annoying. If we go bodies, hide to body 1, and then we're going to extrude that to 2 mm, bring back in the first body, and that lip definitely needs to be This is being a pain. Oh, I cut it. That's why. That's why I did that. This is why I really need it set up differently to do this. So this is what I want to extrude here, and I want to do that. We're going to do that by, call it 3 mil, and then we're going to go join. So I don't, 3 millimeters isn't that much. Jack, was that? Oh, Jack, I've been a muppet. I put it in millimeters. I need it. I need to convert that. All right. Design, new design. We'll start again. So what we might actually do is do a gate quickly because I actually know how to do them. I will look at doing them barrels, but I need to set it up differently for that. So we will do something that I can actually do. So we're gonna make a round gate. So center circle, we're gonna make it 3 mil, and then we need to extrude this by 120 millimeters. No, I did that wrong. We need to make a circular pattern. So we go create rectangular pattern even. We're going to make that like that. We're going to do the same at the top. Yeah, it would be, Jack. And then we're going to go design. No, finish sketch. We're going to select a new plane. Come up here. We need to do it from the top. Let's start that again. I messed that up. So we're going to select the plane. There. We're going to make 3 mil. And we're going to extrude it by 40, which is the height of my gates. And then we're going to come onto this axis here. So we're going to go select plane, click on there, and then we will need to go create circular pattern, click on there, make that 3, and then we will go create rectangular pattern, click on that, extrude that down, and we want a 5-bar gate. So because we're removing the top one, we want 6 of them. So we're going to go down to about that. Alright, and now we are going to so what we needed to do first is move that up. Just check the chat a second. Alright, no problem, Jack. I'm gonna move this up. So, finish sketch. I've got this, my settings wrong on this, which is a right pain because I thought I'd be able to whip up a gate in a couple of minutes for you, but it's going to take a little longer, but oh well. Rectangular pattern, select this, and then I'm pretty sure it's 18 mil, bearing in mind we want 5 of them. So if any of you ever want any of these gates, just PM me on Instagram and I'm selling them. No, I want 5 of them, not 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And then this is when the origin become annoying because that can look like from another circle. So we will then extrude that. So we'll go back to escape from there. That's okay, and then we will hide these bodies. You need to keep this unhidden, because if you do that and try and extrude them, it will not let you because there is not a surface area zone. So we're going to then extrude. Make sure you click on the blue and not the middle if you're ever doing this, because it will mess it up for you. 120 millimeters like that. And then if I can get the right, if I can get it the right way around. There we go. We're starting to get our gate look in there. And let's try and get a good angle for this. There we go. So you can see that is starting to look like a gate. So this is the standard 5-bar round gate that I make, and I do hinges and everything on it. So now we're going to create sketch. We're going to orbit round to here. Click on that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move body 1. So we need to go finish sketch. We're going to move do it this way so it's just a bit clearer for you that's watching to see it. We're going to move this axis here, and we're going to copy it, and we're going to move it 60 millimeters. Are we? No, that's how I make the other gates, 120 millimeters, because 60 would be to there, which would give it a center one, which we will do, but the center one always has to be thinner. So we are actually going to go 120 millimeters, which will bring it out here. So that is our gate shape, as you can see. So that is all joined. That is not joined together for some reason. Why hasn't that aligned? That's not a problem. We can just move that across very quickly. So we're actually going to move this. We're going to move this one back in a little bit. We're only going to move it in by about a mil. So minus 1 millimeter. No, wrong way. 1 mil. And that will just make sure it is bonded together correctly. That's still not aligned. We're going to redo that because I don't know why that's messed up. No, we need to go back, escape. Then we will check this. So if we move down, that is aligned perfectly. So you can see there how it's fitted in around there. So that is aligned perfectly. So just get the chat back up so I can see what's going on. Yeah, that's all good. So then we will go enter. Okay, there we go. So that is the gate done as such. Now we are going to move on to doing the hinges. So hinges are always a bit of a pain with these things. So if we go to this axis here, I haven't done a hinge on a round gate like this before, so this is me first, because normally these are square on my gates, but this first one I'm doing round, just to see how it will work out. So we will do we'll do it at the origin, and then we can move it. So that's going to be 1.5 mil to there. So if we have it 5 millimeters sticking out, 5 mil by 2 is normally a good one to go by. And then we can extrude that by 3 millimeters to cover that. And then we're gonna, before we do that, we're gonna combine these bodies just so we can hide them. No, I did that wrong. We're gonna combine all of these bodies so we can see them all at once, or hide them all at once. And by doing this, I can control them as one thing, which makes it a lot quicker and easier. And then we can go, okay, as you can see, I've now got just one body 6, so that hides all of that. So now for the hinges, so we will need to select our axis, which is going to be this one around here. Hide our body 6. Actually, just bring it back in so we got an idea of where we're starting from. So yeah, that's fine. Hide that. This is going to be a 2 by 5 millimeters, and then we're going to extrude that to be 3 millimeters, and then we are going to put a hole in this, probably about 0.5. So put the hole about, that's the origin, that dot, so bring that way. Hole needs to be 2 millimeters by 3 millimeters. 2, that one needs to be 3, and then that will cut. Do that, and then we can round these corners over, because obviously square corners might possibly catch. So we now need to extrude these corners. So I will be back in 30 seconds. Just got to change this setting because I've now got buzzing. Buzzing noise fixed, so we can go back to Fusion. So we can now do 1.5 millimeters, and that will round that in. So that actually looks like a hinge now, which is what it's going to be. And then we will have a pin on a post that will fit in there. So Fusion, so now we will bring the other body back in, and we will see how it's going to line up. So obviously hinges are never right at the top. So if I go like that, which will line that up, and then you've got to make sure these are aligned all the time, otherwise it can seriously mess it up. So we're going to save that there, and then we're going to bring it down, and we are going to bring it down to this one here, and we will also have it on this one here. So the second one in on both of them is basically where we're going to have the hinge. So we're going to move that down to, actually, so we'll leave that at the top, as you can do it this way. So we're going to create a copy, and then we're going to do -10. No, just 10. And then that will bring us to there. and then we were gonna go on this one, and doing it by 20 should line up. It might not, because there is always an offset on these things, so that is slightly offset. So maybe we need to do it by 30, so 28. Just got to, actually that doesn't look right. Go 30 exactly. That will keep them in line. So there are hinges done. So you can see that's the hinge, and that will actually fit on a post now if you try. Once we model a post, or the cheapest gates I don't have 3D printed post with them, and all it is you get a piece of dowel, press some wire into it, and you can make your own hinges, or I can do that and send it. That's the cheapest option. And then the most expensive, which is also the best option in my opinion, is having the whole post built on here, which we will do in a minute. So we will continue and go on to the post. So the post can always be a bit of a pain with just managing to line up this measurement here, but we know that from that point it is 10 and from that point it is 30, so we have their measurements, so it should be very doable, but without the measurements it can be a right pain. So you need to move this up. Oh no, go back. Always forget to do this. Always combine bodies only once you're happy with it, because it's very hard to split bodies. And then you can move that up as one whole piece. So we're not going to do a measurement, it's just to get it out of the way while we model up the post. Go here, and then post, so from that line there is 3mm by 60mm, we'll go 65. So the reason I do them longer is so they will literally work like HLT gates. You can drill holes, put them in the ground, and I also do closing posts, which I will model up in a minute. So we will do, so that's got to be 65. That is going to be 3mm, and then we're going to extrude it to be 3mm, and then we know they should line up. They do line up. So now we know that we can make a hinge point. So now we're going to move that. Where's origin gone? About there. Keep that there. Make our origin come back, and then we can start modeling these. So these are going to be 4mm by 2mm, and then we're going to extrude it again by 3mm to make it all square. And I forgot to hide the body before I extruded it, because we do not want it joining, because this is our marker point, and we move it 10 down from there. So we go bodies, body 6, hide it, and 10, and then we are going to extrude that by 3mm, and again do the 1.5 curving it round. But before we do that, because we want the center point as such, so we're going to body 10. So that means that why isn't it all working? There we go. So now we need to move around up here, and I don't know what is with Fusion today. It's been very slow and hard to move around, we need to go 1.5 millimeters like so, and that will create a rounded point. And then we need to flip it around to here, move back up here, and then here we are going to sketch, and then we are going to create a circle there, 1.5 millimeters wide, which gives a 0.5 millimeter gap. Oh, actually, let's just do it 1 mil because these are going to be quite tight coming off with the filament I'm using. And then we're going to hide body 11, and we're going to extrude that by 4 mil because it's sunk into the bracket. Bring that back, that's going to be hidden. We can then move this back up. It's quite a long-winded way of doing it, but just do it this way because I'm trying to show quite a simple way of doing it. So now this should just be, so if I go from top of there to there, yeah, 3 mil exactly, that's perfect. So now we can combine these bodies. So a reason I had 3 mil, so you can drill that and put a pin through if you want it realistic, so people can't nick your gates. Move this, no, that's on the side, you need to make sure you get the center point, because that's where I went from on the other brackets. Create a copy, move it by 10 millimeters down, and then we're also going to create another copy, and these are going to be 30 millimeters down, same as the other one. And then, no, did not mean to do that, go back. No, go forward, we want that one there, but this one here, we did not want to copy it because this is the final design. So 30 mil, move that down, and then we have our working hinges, so we can then combine body, combine that, and that. Okay, bringing back the other body, and we can now see if they line up and fit, and if they don't, it would be annoying, to say the least, if they don't line up. But they should line up if we pick the point. So you can see there that they're going to line up perfectly, and there is a little bit of wiggle room, say if there's a bit of print filament stuck on here that I can't manage to cut off. So they always allow a little bit of wiggle room with these because they can be a bit of a pain, but that is modelled up now. So bring that back to there, and then we'll just check the chat and go into manufacturing and making it basically readable by the printer. Make our origin come back, and then right, so we can get on with these. So let me know in the chat if there's any questions, because this can be a bit confusing to people. If you've got any questions, if you want to know just anything about fusion or printing. So now we are going to go into manufacture. So we're now going to go manufacture. We got that, so we can go setup, new setup, 2 bodies, select the machine. So I have this Ender 3D Pro as my printer, so I got that in my documents already. You have to download software to get it to process the GSO to your particular printer. Then I use PLA because it's cheaper and also better because you need lower temperature so the parts on your printer don't wear out as quickly. And then additive 0.75 mil, 0.4 millimeter nozzle, and then we've got the machine selected, automatic arrangement, and we will adjust the arrangement when we're on there. So you can see that it's standing upright, so that would take a lot. You could print it like that, but it would use a lot of extra filament through support. So what I do, positioning, minimum build height, select it. So it's a bit stupid when you select minimum build height, sometimes it doesn't put it, oh it did this time, sometimes it does not lay it down all the way, but thus is it there, laid down and done. It's a good gate. And now what I do with these gates is from that bar down I glue across a bits of wire. So the bit of wire gets glued across there just to help it out. And then yeah, that's that. And then you go setup, right click on that. No, you don't, wrong one, left click. So this is our time. So this is going to tell me how long it's going to take to print. So at the moment, obviously it's a reasonable, it's no time at all because it doesn't know. That means there's no toolpath for the printer selected. So we got all that selected. So now we're going to go click on that, right click on that, generate, or you can press it up there. So this is generating basically the path for the printer to follow, so it knows where it's going to print. So a lot of people use Cura, but I just use the slicer in Fusion because it's easy, because it's all in one program. You're not messing around with files, and it's all there together. So that if there was a red circle there, that would tell us it's failed, so there'd be an error, but there's not. So our print time is 58 minutes and 18 seconds. So that's gonna take, you can see how long it takes. That's why the price of the printed stuff isn't always as cheap as you think it's gonna be. Like this here would be upwards of £3 depending what wire and stuff you'd have on it, and if you had another thing there, because it does take a long time to print and also a good bit of electric. So that is everything there. So that would now go into the printer. So there will be a video on printing these out as such. But obviously I don't have 1,000 subs, so I can't go mobile mode, so I can't show you this printing. So the only thing I can do now is export it to a document. So we got the G code, and now we're going to go post process. We're going to call it, we're just going to call it gate. And I can't remember what number we're now, I think it's 11, something like that. And then we're going to do that. 3D printing, gate, and then I always write G code if it is in the code. And now this will process our process. So this is NC code, this one is going to be in. So this here will allow me to edit it. If there's any extruders, that can go away. This is basically all the settings of the printer, the movements it's going to be going through. So this will scroll on for a good while. Some prints not for too long, but this one for a good while. So these are pretty much the same thing, but it's repeated, moving it points of a millimeter at a time. So you can see there's more down there. So it is literally moving it at points of a millimeter at a time, and that just, well, that is basically how they work. So let me know in the chat, apart from an oil barrel, is there anything you'd like to see made now? Because we've done that one. So we can go new design. So what would you like to see made now? Let me know in the chat. So we're just going to go into the screen for a second, just while I check some stuff on the chat. Right, so we are gonna go into it again now. So what we're gonna do now is another thing that there will be a video on, but now I'm gonna show you how to use basic editing software. So we're gonna go back into it. So now this basically here is the editing within Windows. So you can literally go down here, type in the, just literally type in video editor. You can click on that. This is in Windows, I'm not sure about Mac. And then it will bring up your editing. So the next thing will be on this, but we're going to take a break for 5 minutes just because I've got some problems with this. So thanks for watching, and I will see you back in about 10 minutes time.